God.
Good day and salutations, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Togetherwerole.
Thank you for that. Oh, God.
Was that like the, I don't know, the ear sex that I've been hearing about?
Where are you hearing about this? This
Well,
is on you.
Apparently, if you go to the youtube.com/togetherwerole.
We're talking about that. Okay. Well, we got a bunch of people to say thank you to. Go to the links below and you'll see all the people that are awesome, nerdy, and just apparently are into ear blowing.
Not all of the awesome nerdy people, just the only ones awesome enough to support us.
Yeah, seriously. With money.
Yeah, please check us out there. Also, check everybody out there, and then God,
Like, follow, and subscribe, and check us out on Patreon.
There we go. Thank you. Yeah,
All the feet dudes.
got some cool stuff on Patreon. Check us out there, and
You can murder Eck.
I will accept the side quest.
Main mission.
So you can't affect the game there, though. So check on the tiers, and then you can find out how you can affect how we end up playing. So,
All right.
Remove the toga. Let's get to it.
all right.
I cannot help but notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane. For what's beyond the veil, too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand down, won't back away, as long as you're with me. Together we roll, together we roll. I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, I'll protect you, just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll.
Last time in the Silver Menagerie,
Stop blowing your
you're back in the Forge City, Hardcore, or the City of Roses. This is the City of Rose. You survived, went through another Big Bang, killed the Lord of the Frost, and currently celebrating again after a city raid in Hardcore, the City of Rose. You emptied a bar after casting a spell, told everyone to get the fuck out after vandalizing your statue.
Consensually vandalizing.
Consensually greenlit vandalism. Talking to a statue while this vandalism happened.
Feeding a statue.
And fed it apples, which was interesting for the public to see. Told the public all sorts of gossip about what Eck does with this piss. And Vedic teaching the secret golden dragon salute.
Golden dragon core.
Yeah, golden
Inside of every
dragon.
golden apple, there's a golden worm.
You are
WYRM.
Don't forget, kids, inside every dark silver lining, there's a dark cloud.
You have the bar to yourselves.
All right.
Drinks have been placed, no charge whatsoever, surprisingly.
I can get used to this hero bullshit.
All right. So, everyone, take a seat. Sit around.
Climbs up onto a
Like
chair.
a bar.
You are probably all wondering why I called you here today. I am too.
Eck has some questions.
We don't have time for all those questions.
And we're going to, and I think it's time we provided some good answers. So, and he puts it like he did, reaches into the bag, pulls out the actual wizard hat, puts it on.
Yes.
Lay it on me. What do you want to know?
All right. So, when we lost our companion Drake to the Verosian Empire, who stole him away in this very city that we are at, It's a great battle. You weren't there for it. It's a great battle. Airships, which is how we got one of our airships. Now we have a different airship because it's a different time, but I digress. He had a book that he was trying to protect from them. And I think you know all this. Why am I telling you this when you know why you suddenly showed up the moment that he was taken away? You decided we were walking along and you suddenly were there.
As a soothsayer, I absolutely refuse to interrupt well-done exposition.
Can you interrupt, please?
All right, fine.
I'm just impressed that he understands the word digress.
All right, let's pull out the whiteboard. Where did he even get that whiteboard?
We need a whiteboard sound.
How does it keep following us? There needs to be some character art of us, like heroically, like a cartoon of us heroically walking along, and behind us is just rolling this
Or
whiteboard.
somebody's pushing it, fairies are pushing the whiteboard.
So,
All right, so if I may draw your attention to cataclysms after cataclysms after cataclysms, I can, if you'll just allow me a little bit of creative liberty, I can group them a little bit for you. For example, this problem.
that is the Tarrasque egg. It's very small print, by the way.
Is it? This is the super Tarrasque. This is the super devil psycho Tarrasque. This is the super hyper hydro
The
seven-headed pyro Tarrasque.
seven-headed pyro Tarrasque.
Hydro Tarrasque.
Excuse me,
Dev-
what the fuck now?
the devil infused. The devil.
The adults are talking.
God, let me see here. It was the Illithid Fae Devil Tarrasque. That was it.
Yep.
The Illithid Fae Devil Tarrasque.
Wait till it has 3 heads. Just saying. So,
What?
what? So,
Can I roll insight?
Roll insight.
alright. I think that we can safely remove Todd from this list of threats.
I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about.
It's so incoherent.
Alright. If I can give you
I was a concern!
To be fair,
Pause off the whiteboard.
You were sent by Nicholas. That immediately puts you at like a level 9 threat.
Alright.
She helped you!
Yes, with threats.
Be a very powerful motivator. Now, allow me to point out this grouping of nonsense.
Which is what? Drake in
Drake in
his
his
book.
book and the problems with Verosia.
But Lord of Frost is in there too.
But he's not a...
That's not. We took care of that.
Hey,
That's where I got this. And
Apparently that goes with Todd.
Quinn pulls out his saber. He pulls it out reverse grip, pulls this blade of ice out of the sheath, and it splits and becomes a bow made of ice.
And now that you have a closer look at it, let me describe this. It's a hilt that is woven together in a very cold steel mesh. Well, not really mesh, but wrap. That's
Wire wrap.
Braided
wire. Thank
yeah,
you.
I like it.
But it's not directly connected to this. At first, you want to say it's steel, but it's actually compacted frozen ice, hard as steel. That both sides rotate free floating at this hilt point. And whenever he looks at someone, the blades...
It's a shake weight.
No, not quite. No, those are cursed. But whenever Quinn looks at a creature or entity or something and kind of motion towards, the blades immediately snap into place both ends.
So it always presents the bladed edge.
It always presents the bladed edge unless desired. And then you can see a imperceptible small ice wire that you can see to pull back, and as you pull back, it connects either tip and the blades start to bow, making a longbow.
At which point, Todd pulls out 2 weapons and is in attack mode and says, "How the fuck did you get that?"
I earned it. And I collapse it back down and back into the sheath.
Brandon's had
And
attack
it leaves
mode.
almost an air of froze, freezing all bits of water in the air as the blade touches. Always misting.
If I may direct.
No. We need to finish a conversation. Earned it how? Because the man who owns that is a monster.
He's dead.
Was.
He's dead.
Is.
I delivered the death
He
blow.
will be. He isn't now.
What?
And I need some assurance that you're not the
What?
next problem.
Wait a minute. I thought we killed him.
It
We
was
will
Quinn
have,
all along.
we will have killed him.
We will have killed him. Oh my god.
This is not the problem.
Roll the Arcana.
I took it from the slain Lord of Bitterfrost prior to a
That's gotta be in the 40s.
altercation of the timeline.
A little bit introduction of. Remember when Faye gets a little tiny wobbly?
Allow me to roll persuasion.
So, you have a feeling that if you ever went to the Shadowfell, you would go to the point after the Fae Lord is dead. And
So
you
the
are locked into that
Time
position.
doesn't.
the time doesn't line up.
Not really. It's like a Jeremy Bearimy.
Okay, but is that true for me given my connections?
It
because
is now.
I'm not
You were
with
sent
them
for
and
the-
I am with her and she is there.
Yeah, and it's weird. And you remember being summoned by the Raven Queen into the Lord's domain. Mm-hmm. That was in ruins.
Where Nicholas was.
That
Where Nick was-
Nicholas said that the Lord wasn't dead.
What she saw was a momentary lapse of time conversion. Because when you jumped back using your portal, technically he was still alive in this time period because, time paradoxes. But then the door continuum forcibly brought you 7 years to the present.
Oh.
So that is why you are now removed 7 years
Right.
entirety from Nicholas.
I know that I'm removed 7 years.
Yes.
I don't know what he knows regarding locked into whatever. I know that I'm 7 years in the past. The Lord of Bitterfrost has been fucking everything up, and someone has the dickhead's weapons
Yes.
and could be acting as his agent.
It's a
So-
little weird right now.
Well, my persuasion was a 38.
Okay.
No, I am not an agent of the Bitterfrost. I am a Green Warden. If anything, I'm an agent of the Fae, the Sealy Court. Though my influence does extend into the Shadowfell.
I'm going to
Then,
sheath one weapon, pull out a lantern, pull out a little orb thing, break it, and ask. Use a Green Warden?
Green Warden.
Are Green Wardens agent of the Fae?
And a shadowy figure, ethereal, ghostly figure. Hey, how you doing?
Are Green Wardens agents of the Fae?
Yes, they are. Now, who controls them, no one really knows. It's more of a puppeteer kind of situation. We expected, most likely, one of the higher phase of like a lady of some sort, but which lady? I'm yet certain.
And at which point it would dissipate.
My free. How should know?
There's
No,
Flushing
that's
sound.
really
there's Betty with a billows. I can use that for something.
Maybe big a little vial.
that's not how spirits
No,
work.
it's not. But he got something from it. There's no sounds anymore, but it's still a white liquid. It's like,
Alright.
I'm sorry that I presented that to the universe. In one of the Salvatore books, the vampire goes gaseous, and the two dwarves have the billows from the forge. Oh no, you don't!
Back.
Sorry.
All right.
So she takes the lantern, which looks very, very familiar to y'all, and she puts it back down into her packs, and then she turns back to your nonsense.
Is everyone settled? Everyone satisfied?
Yep.
Are we in a good place?
Yeah.
Morally, ethically,
I'm
emotionally?
So far, I've determined that you are not in any place morally.
Ecumenically.
Ecumenically. All right.
So why bring the papacy into this?
So, just looking at these two, we have Drake in his book and the coming or existing or perhaps slightly past tense war with Verosia. And on the other side, we have the Tarrasque, the seven-headed Pyro-Tarrasque nightmare that is here. Now,
You got 4 more heads. Last time I mentioned it.
here's the thing. What you may or may not already be aware of, that Drake and his book is essentially a weapon of mass destruction. On the scale, equally, of this one. Anyone holding that book is capable of unleashing, well, hell on earth, in its own way.
Hell.
Not literally.
Like a devil army and a devil
Not
planet.
literally more, but certainly with that kind of destructive potential. Think arcane mana storms, just dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria.
You can smuggle a
Kaboom. You
squirrel
would
into
see-
church in a shoebox and it can be a weapon of mass destruction.
You would see the crater from here. So, now, here's the thing. These two coexisting at the same time, probably not a coincidence, which brings me to Exhibit C.
The vestige alternative.
There is someone in the background pulling strings. And in our last jaunt through time, I started putting together who it is, or that they exist.
Those are different.
You have an anti-Vedic written down there.
Yeah.
Because Vedic's also pulling strings.
Yeah.
Sorry, you said you know who they are or that they exist.
I know that they exist at this point. So here is the thing.
Cogito ergo.
If this person manipulating these in the same way that we are all coming together according to prophecy, possessing into our own... Yeah, exactly.
Big berry wink.
If someone else is attempting to do the opposite, and these two things are happening at the same time, if this and this come together with this person, this is all bad.
So
At
let's
this
send the
moment-
tight end on a drag route and hit him in the flat.
At this moment,
At this moment, while he's explaining things, and he
He's still
said,
going, he's drawing them.
Right. He said,
Charlie
we're all
from
coming
the
together as
Sunny in
was
Philadelphia.
prophesized. I would like to steal his book of prophecy and see if my name's actually in it, the lying bastard.
make a sleight of hand check. Make a perception check.
That is...
So we need to keep the book and Drake away from the Illithid Fey demon Tarrasque.
11-headed Pyro-Tarrasque, yes.
11-headed Pyro Tarrasque, I'm sorry.
That's 28.
For perception?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, he sees it.
So,
I got a 21, but...
21. Vedic.
Mm-hmm.
You're not very perceptive until it needs to be perceptive. And your eye,
Would you
like a
really like to
lizard,
see what's in it? Would you really like to see
parts
what's in
as you see a furry hand of that book of your future.
it? No. You started this. Here you go. And he pulls out a little golden orb.
What's an orb gonna do?
Crack it open.
How do you crack open an orb?
Like an egg. Okay, so what you've just cast.
Okay.
is fireball.
I prepared explosive runes.
I prepared explosive runes this day.
Neat magic, I love it.
No. It's the I think it's Legend Lore.
I really enjoy this, like, I get the book to hear, and his face is in my face.
I think Legend Lore is the
And
one.
I'm being intimidated by a creature that's 2 feet tall.
Damn it. 3.
You're all the same height to me. At a certain point.
Ouch!
At a certain point, you're
I
all the same
veritably
height.
tower over these two.
What's the difference?
I'm saying how to
You know what? Don't make me blow this again.
Gonna steal that whistle.
No, not legendary.
Steal that whistle and throw it in a river.
There is one person in this group that
So,
will
I know what
routinely
Legend
make
Lord
the perception
lore
checks to see
is.
what you do.
No, it's the one where
And
she's
it's
got to make the int saver go
cool.
insane go insane till she makes a long rest.
Oh, so you're showing the Elder Scroll.
Yeah. It's really that's in my head canon what this is.
Yeah.
What the book is.
Just tell me what you roll.
DC 15 intelligence saving throw.
Okay. Well, that went as bad as humanly possible.
On a failure, you take 66 psychic damage or an insane until you finish a long rest.
I take how much psychic damage?
66.
That's fine.
Ow.
So,
That's
go to
fine.
roll damage.
Not 6-6.
Todd.
6d6. Not 66.
Todd.
No,
That's-
not 66 damage. You roll 6 dice.
Yeah. You roll.
Yep.
It's your damage.
As this is happening, as you calculate, Todd, as this cracks open, as the pages, you are looking into the very fabric of prophecy, time.
There should be formatting.
Do I see my name at any point?
You see a lot of things,
Yeah.
very similar to the voices filling your skull with the various things across all the times that give you whispers. This is not this is similar, but it's completely different. You are seeing the very schism of what could be possibilities, probabilities, improbabilities. Everything hit you into once. You see a bird turn into a dragon. You see sky flares that have some sort of
I see
importance.
Vedic eating a falafel in the middle of the battlefield.
Exactly.
You saw the time knife!
Everyone knows about the time knife. Yeah, it's all the time knife. You see
him
Vedic
flossing with his
and
own
all his
astral
forms
tether.
just laughing at you, and you arrogantly across his face, and you go black.
Okay.
Told you to stop.
And she's insane.
Insane.
You said or.
And are insane until you finish a long rest.
Okay,
And what does
define
this
insanity.
Yeah,
It's
it's
confusion.
specific.
It's a permanent confusion.
Okay.
So every round you eat 50% chance to act normally, or attack nearest creature, or run away, or gibber incoherently, or
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So basically the same thing the rest of us do all the time.
This doesn't seem like it's going to be that big of a problem in this group.
You're working to let her fit right in.
Also, how much damage did you do?
23 points of damage.
Okay. Jesus, I'm still at over 100 hit points. Oh my god! It's amazing! That would have been a quarter of my health 2 sessions ago. Oh man. Sorry, this is beautiful.
No, it's beautiful, and you're kind of just sitting there laughing.
Okay.
Digits of health.
Effect, you roll a d100.
Okay. 52.
52. Character is blinded.
Very much like the Elder Scroll. So, and you're black. You can hear things around you, and given to your sharp senses,
I have blind sight for 10 feet.
yeah, you're still here, but your heart races because you're blinded.
I would like to take the book, close it, thwap him in the head with it, and
Easy
sit
enough.
down.
Ow! Careful with that.
And like, there's just pointed staring at you. Like, I can't see, but I'm looking at you.
So here's a fun fact.
Like a
Even creatures that have blind sense, like dragons, right? Blind sight. I can see where everything is. If you cast blindness on them, still get disadvantage from being blind. Even though they have blind sense and blind sight, they still take the disadvantage. I was like, according to Richard Crawford, the guy
Jeremy?
what's that?
Jeremy Crawford?
Jeremy Crawford, the guy who
Yeah,
writes
I'm
all
like,
this
who's
stuff. Sorry, his brother Richard. But according to Jeremy Crawford, like the sage advice moms, yes, you still because the spell effect is you have
Right.
disadvantage.
Okay.
Yes. But,
I don't care.
Okay.
I'm still going
We're
to be
not
able
in
to
that
whack him in the
situation.
head,
Yeah.
so I don't
And
care.
with all due respects, yes, rules are what we go by, but at the same time, with you chaotic assholes, there's a lot of gray area sometimes.
Settle that remark.
All right.
Yes, you do.
What the hell?
What I'm saying is that we have a handful of years. We have a
You notice
handful.
that Todd's eyes are, you hear like a hissing sound, and her every time she opens her eyes, there's like a mist coming out of it.
This is just one problem. This is another problem. Both have to be dealt with, but this is the primary instigator of the problem.
So we dealt with the first one with the Illithid demon. No, we dealt with the Lord of Bitter Frost.
Didn't do it.
Yeah, we haven't dealt with any of this.
You're right. We haven't dealt with any of this. So there's no point in going for the Tarask. There's no point in
Hasn't hatched yet.
Hasn't hatched yet.
Has it?
Has it?
It's
don't
7
know.
years
We need to
before.
find out.
Okay, so I have a shitload of divination spells. What do we want to know?
I just wanted to know if my name was in the book, you
But
dickhead.
I'm thinking.
I hand Todd a handful of hard candies, and I tell him if you throw these at great velocity at Vedic, his instincts to dodge will be at war with his instincts to try and catch them in his mouth. You're welcome.
Somebody throwing candy? No, somebody. I need to know. Is somebody throwing candy? I'm so confused and conflicted.
And then she pulls out a bag of homemade peppermint.
And here's Eck.
Divination spells.
Okay, if we're gonna find out, stop there. If we're gonna find out about the Tarask, I think a simple divination is a
Well, wait, stop. The Tarask, one thing. Look at your arrows again. Look at that. In the upper left, you have the Illithid Fae Demon Tarask thing.
with 25 heads.
And 25 heads. Alright, and then you've got Drake on the upper right, you've got Drake in his
I think
book.
I'm in that book, and I
But
think he's a
the
liar.
one pulling the puppet strings is in the bottom there, the prophecy counterpart, anti-Vedic. What's going on with him and these vestiges, which are alternates to ours? That's the key. There's no point in dealing with Drake in his book or the Illithid if we have the person dealing with we have you, the anti-you. You.
There's one that's the right eye?
Alright, I think what he's trying to say is if there's a puppet master, you deal with him and not the puppets.
Yes. What she said.
But you gotta encounter one. But I think you might have to chase down one of the puppets in order to follow the strings back.
True, maybe. That's true.
And we've killed the last couple of puppets we've run into.
I do have locate creature.
But we don't even know where this this is all theory, this anti-Vedic and this vestige, right?
All right, so
Well, no, I can
here's a simple
locate
question:
the Tarask.
in all of your planar knowledge, your religions, your far-flung things, who or what would have the answers to knowledge? Because we can just ask, or we can go through the book and do divination, or we can search through memory and try and find legends of information. But I need more information in order to do a legend lore. I need a name.
Or maybe we try to find Drake, and then maybe we just shake it out of him and get the.
Oh, I don't think he knows. It's just the book he's carrying.
Well, the book.
The Verosians want it back, but if the Verosians get it, it would be bad enough.
Do they have it?
Well, I think we should find
They
out.
don't have it yet.
I think
do
we
they?
should find out if Drake still has it.
Or maybe they do have it, and that Drake took it in the first place.
Or maybe he didn't in this world.
Yes, we have to realize our memories of existence are at odds with reality. We remember things that may not have happened or may never happen. And I gave Labbyquicks very specific instructions about when we were supposed to come back through the portal. But that's what you get when you trust a beholder that sucks at archery.
I'm sorry, what now?
Look, you can't just open the book of our lives and jump into the middle.
That's my line!
I would like to point out I was trying to get background information and you
Stop throwing sweet confections at me!
Sorry.
Is that a lemon drop? A warhead?
And strangely enough,
Sorry, I was going to fill Todd in real quickly.
with almost a click of like, since you mentioned it, there is a familiar yet invasive voice inside of Vedex, Quinn's, and X mind.
Do we hear
God.
the echo from X Mind?
No, I just imagine it's like somebody, that sound when a radio turns
Knowing
on.
that this is the mental presence of a familiar beholder. Hello, it's Lobbyquist.
Hello.
Labbyquicks!
I have done some calculations and remembered a couple of things that aren't exactly right. Similar, same.
Are you still terrible at archery?
I am still terrible at archery. I know you would ask that question.
But we
Anyway,
we're supposed to have a
the
lesson
bullet
on Tuesday.
continuum seems to have worked. I was in the process of working. Some study. I am entitled to tea! And it ends there.
I invite you to tea.
I'm so worried about what that tea is going to taste like.
Well, I'm really very intrigued about what it'll taste like.
All right.
I was supposed to give him an archery lesson on Tuesday anyway, so.
Shall we then?
How do we get to him?
He's in. Is it the scribe that has the access to him? No.
Title wrong, but if you're thinking of the diplomat,
The diplomat!
there you go.
The diplomat is how we
Oh, that's right. That's how we got there last time, was through the doorways and all that.
Is the diplomat in this city?
Yeah.
He has a door that leads
Should
to
the
him.
diplomat exist in a similar manner to previously?
If we can
Yes.
find it, because we don't have
Is-
sparks here.
Is the
Or
entryway to the diplomat's domain in this city?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So,
Or at least it was last time.
Follow me, I know where I'm going.
You okay?
That's the second most terrifying thing I've ever heard behind I'm from the government and I'm here to help. I didn't pet him, so he's mad.
So, preemptively,
Bring him
Todd,
over.
everyone just kind of starts talking about what. I wonder what that's inside that tea, and then just gets up and says, "Let's go see the diplomat."
I was actually in the process of filling Todd in about who Labicrix was prior to that spring. So, in order for us to get to the Shadowfell and maintain the ability to rescue a compatriot, we made a deal with a beholder named Labicrix, who's something of a collector of oddities, and gave us access to the door to Continuum, which would allow us to travel not just across planes, but through time as well. And it's probably how reality broke. Great guy, terrible archer. Good continental breakfast, ample parking, too much murder, 3 stars.
Horrible carpet pattern.
You know what? Sure.
So you want to go to see the diplomats. It takes you a few moments as the combination in order to get into the domain of the diplomat has slightly changed. Though you have smart enough people, and I'm not going to stop you here due to things changing. And you get into the diplomats. This one, she is female. Similar art paintings in a domain that has more walls and more thick globs of paint. The other one was more realism, more stylization of lines. Hers seems to be more globs and globs of paint that create these skews of patterns that create the landscapes of art. And she, the diplomat, seems a little perplexed on your sudden arrival after, various things that happen and other dealings that were on the board, especially for Sparks. And is even more perplexed that you know about the Door of Continuum and about Lobby Quicks. And with a quick couple sending spells and very persuasive words, so I'm just going to bypass that and just move along. You find yourself in the spiring tower of a certain kingdom. Sorry, empire, not kingdom.
This is
Hundreds, thousands of feet in the air, hundreds of thousands of feet in the air, once again, with this spiring tower that never goes up, and with your
always up
perception
and never
skills,
down. Always up and never down.
always up and never down.
Yeah.
And But you realize you're not walking flat plane on a circle. You're actually walking like this. As you realize that the world is skewed, but you are
gravity.
not. Because gravity is manipulated in this domain. And you find a familiar door that is massive and oval in terms of about 15 feet in width. Double doors that have a giant looking hole with some steel crossings across it. As the quick knock, the looking hole opens with just a massive looking eye towards you as all the magical equipment. Ah, good! The doors open. As you see this beholder head.
Wait, stop. We forgot.
Todd.
Todd's gone. Are you still here? Because that scared the shit out of her.
Where do you expect Todd to be gone?
the tether on my belt is. Oh wait, no, come back.
Todd, you see a.
Todd doesn't see shit.
Todd's not here?
Todd is blind.
Todd doesn't see.
Oh, right. So you're chasing around, but you're just starting to hear sounds.
I'm maintaining 5 feet between me and Quinn and going, it can't be worse than what I've dealt with normally.
Yeah. And you just hear, excellent! I just prepared a tea! I boiled it with my own hatred! But losing for a tea.
Hatred tea.
Was that one of the options we had in the
This
Feywild?
purple skinned beholder that has tendrils underneath where the neck would supposedly connect to a bigger body.
We do our secret, handshake thing that we've got going now.
What do we have a secret handshake?
I convince him, oh no, we totally have this, and I totally make this shit up and make him think he's forgotten our secret handshake.
Make a deception check.
Oh my god. You're going to try and deceive a beholder.
I roll a 2, which becomes a 10. That's a 30.
30.
You can read that from here.
Yeah.
You rolled a 14, so 25. He looks at you up, down, left, right. Paradox bunch.
The lowest you can get is a 30.
Yes.
Down, left, right, and you slap him in the eye, and he retracts a little bit.
The lowest I get is 25 if I roll 1, because of the house rule.
And after 5 minutes of what is the secret handshake?
Oh, it's this elbow body. He doesn't have the body parts.
He has tendrils.
It's just the full-on kid and play. Step forward, kick. Step back, kick. Step hook. The tendril to the leg. Hop around in a circle of bullshit.
It's a size 10-foot diameter beholder head with eye stalks that look like they're being held by open-mauled mouth of snakes that are all looking around, blinking.
And bring back.
Quite exciting! Brings an appetite to it. Wipe your feet before you come in.
There's already little kobold footprints. What? I missed that. I'm sorry, I'll get it.
You're not sure where the mud came from. The muddy footprints literally start just past the map.
That's not mud. That's not mud. Not mud.
And it freaks you out a tiny bit as Lobby Quicks flies over you, and you only see the bottom part of this beholder. So you get a flying jaw with teeth, and then it gets out of your blindside view. So you just know there's a big floating something in this room.
Oh no, I've never dealt with that
I
before.
know.
This is so frightening.
Who's the buddy?
It's our cook.
Her name is Todd, and she isn't a cook, and she can be addressed directly.
Sniffing in the air. Mental instability.
Minor illusion. Put a little sign over Todd's head that says Todd, and underneath in parentheticals, cook.
Fucking kill you.
And there's a...
I actually reach over to Todd, as I'm patting Todd on the back, Todd is a newly acquired but already proving to be value member of our organization. I'm going to cast Lesser Restoration and remove the blindness from Todd.
I was going to.
Does Lesser Restoration remove blindness?
I think
Sure.
it removes all conditions.
Can you
Not
say
all.
this where it says
There's
not,
lesser and greater
do not
restoration.
cook?
Yeah.
Blindness.
Do
It
not
does.
cook.
This one's blindness.
Yeah.
So I can see?
Todd, you can see. You are in a chamber full, cluttered to from base to ceiling of manuals, cookbooks, gaming materials, and role-playing games.
The art of misdirection. The
And-
actual art of misdirection.
And it seems that this entire top deck area is just board games, physical games, archery lessons, role-playing games, dice games, chance games, all sorts of games that has ever been created. And then the entire side of the walls, all the way to about 50 feet in the upward, is just a library bookshelf of just gaming manuals. Of just hundreds of
You don't know where he got the DVDs.
I'm just laughing that he still left the table set up from his recent session of Houses and Humans. You know, they were doing the adventure where they go to the Home Depot.
I push this one book and it goes, "Shall we play a game?"
And with several telekinesis capabilities, shadow replicas of smaller in stature and less iron tentacles immediately start cleaning up this table that is a combination of like 10 different tables of various mismatching heights and different chairs. And pick you up off your feet onto the chair and go to the tea that is now in front of you.
Extra level grinding of the chair legs as a slum sliding on it.
It takes like 4 of them.
There's 3-4 chairs all smashed up.
And he sits down properly. Wait a minute. Welcome to my house. I'm sure you remember me.
Always good
You
to
remember
see
me, right?
Always good to see you,
Of course,
Labbyquicks.
Labbyquicks.
Always good to see you, Labbyquicks.
We've never met.
Oh yes, this is Todd.
No, that's a computer.
Todd, Labbyquicks, Todd.
Hello.
Labbyquicks is something of a eclectic collector. Todd is our associate.
Smell. Oh, you smell like the one that spat in my eye. Nice female.
Nicholas did not like Labbyquicks.
Why didn't Nicholas like Labbyquicks?
Have you ever met
Kind of a big mouth.
anyone that Nicholas did like?
Anybody else in the room?
Don't even put your hand in the air.
So,
She liked all of you enough you're not dead.
I think that's more just a testament to our staying power than anything else.
please drink from the tea. This will clean the system and brings the stability to you and the travelers from the continuum.
Excuse me, Labbyquicks, is this a realm that requires hospitality if rules be observed?
No, but it is a vibe.
Look, I have a beak. It's hard to drink. It's hard to drink tea.
Fuck off! Fuck off!
No, it's
Fuck off! This is what you look. Watch.
It is scorching.
Oh wait, that's right. I do have.
Nope,
one of these.
nope. Civilized.
Oh, don't break that.
Oh, don't do that. Oh.
Straw.
Oh.
Oh, you lost
Has
the
Vedic ever cleaned his pipe?
It's
Has Vedic ever cleaned
Yeah,
his pipe?
don't ruin
a
it.
magical item.
So no.
Yeah.
The tea is
Now I'm concerned what we're drinking.
I'm getting hints of.
Asparagus?
I'm getting hints of.
slip on the tongue.
Well played. Is that orange and arsenic?
No, that's almond. No, you're right. That's arsenic.
Yeah. It is a special concoction. Brings stability to the body and soul when you have to. Don't drink it. Pointing over toward Todd's. So, those that are fellow travelers of the Dwarf Continuum, tell me everything. What happened to Nicholas? Where's Sparks?
That's all.
What do you seek?
What do we seek?
It seems that you have
We
completely...
seek
You see the grenade?
No, sorry. Couldn't do it. What is your quest?
Mind you, the reason why you are still you is because of the Dora Continuum. And you remember because of it. I remember because I have done it before. And it is good to see that.
That's how tall Todd is.
Foot and a half.
Yes.
Yes.
That's alright. Medic's about the height of that tripod.
It was just the real. I saw it sitting there and I was like,
Yes.
Yeah.
You are tiny.
Hence why it's impossible for me to get lower than a 26 on stealth.
As you guys are making jokes, not
guys
really
are
listening to Lobby Quakes, he continues, but like something in the middle has passed, so you guys didn't really hear it.
So, like, while he said, not you, Todd, and then started talking, Todd's gonna hop down and start wandering through the bookshelves. Alright, not me.
I actually just watched
And then,
the
like,
episode.
hops up onto a shelf to keep looking.
And you can, yeah, it's been.
I actually just watched the episode, which was our previous visit to this library, of all of us just making up the names of books that we were finding.
I was just thinking that.
I just watched that one like last week.
And something strange happened when I woke. I had a mental realization. I dreamt.
Whoa.
Do you know what that means? As his giant eye.
Oh, so I heard
Yes,
that you can.
mind you, it's very good. It's a secret of my kind.
You were created because someone else dreamed.
Yes, but I did not dream of someone else. I dreamt of myself.
Did you dream yourself into existence?
That would be improbable. But I dreamt of seeing Nicholas.
Aw, he dreamed a little dream of me.
Did you say nighty night and kiss me?
Wrong dream.
That was a
It would be
nightmare.
concerning if someone
That was Nicholas's nightmare.
I dreamed of the Raven Queen.
Oh, I had that dream too.
And he kind of just reels back. The implications. 7 years, I remember. The dream, I mean. It seems that you've lost one. No more Nicholas.
Nicholas is occupying a role that we saw to the vacating of.
So your mission was successful?
Of course.
Good.
And we greatly appreciate your assistance.
Tell me everything.
Well, the whole
This is
universe
not
was in a
saying
hot,
that-
dense state.
That's what through my head too.
I'm going to roll a perform check of the story that Quinn proceeds to yarn.
And there's 3 notebooks right now being filled with various writings. Processing the information.
That is a 27.
And how much is it true?
Most of it?
I would like at least 1 point for Todd to like hop up on the table, look at what he's doing. You spelled that wrong.
And I'm going through about 5 stacks high. Todd, you notice there's
That book is bigger than you are.
Yes.
All right.
Most things in the room are bigger than she is.
Yes.
Getting a sky view of this place, you notice that the ground is actually not a stone floor. It's actually supposed to look like that until a specific distance.
I just, real quick, I want to. So, do you two remember when we fought Sorrowsworn in the desert? The giant hulking things with the big mouths and the
Yes.
tummies and all of that?
Yes,
That's what
'cause-
Todd hunted for a living. I want
get that in your brain.
Wow.
I think it's badass.
Because that big claw thing actually tried to eat Ek.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
really strong constitution.
mentally eat Ek. Yes.
So there wasn't a whole lot there. You know, it was the light,
The
fluffy
Sorrow Sword was sadder
version
because
of
it
Ek.
was starved. It starved.
It's like,
But-
eating X brain is like cotton candy. It's like
Diet
and it's
X.
gone. he's safe from mind flayers.
mostly air.
He's absolutely safe from mind flayers.
But anyway, just that's why all the jokes about the height and the 100%, but also this big, hunted those.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check, by the way, just for funsies.
Okie dokes. It's not gonna go well. I lied. That's an 18.
Wow.
To a total? 18?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you're going by, just reading
Minus one.
some languages, some others that you can't understand, and there's a small little, well, I say small, about a decent sized book for yourself, this big for you. In truth, it's about a 1 foot by 1 foot.
Right. Fits on the lap.
Yeah, it fits on the lap, but it's askewed, as if someone placed it there in haste, or it recently got moved, or something next to it got moved. And anyway, it has a lot of dust on it, and you're
Sit down on the shelf. Put that on my lap.
As you start paging through it, you notice that a lot of the pages have already been ripped out, but each one is a very detailed, black ink only detailed painting of various creatures. Go ahead and roll Arcana.
You got a copy of the monster man? Awesome.
What was I rolling?
Arcana.
Well, that becomes a 9.
You're not used to having low anything, are you?
I'm used to having low things. I'm not used to being stuck with low things.
You're not used to having to roll in them.
Yeah. And I have the reliable talent thing, so I had to double check how it worked because I rolled a 10, but then
If you're
it's treated
proficient
as
in
a
it,
10.
Only if you're proficient in that skill.
Right.
Okay.
And then it's also, even then, I would have to roll a 9 for it to be treated as a 10. So,
If you roll a 10, it's kind of moot. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
That's like, I have that for my social rolls, all my
Yeah.
charisma rolls.
But okay, so you don't know what it is. You get a hint of this is probably because you notice that the pages are ripped in a way as if it got ripped and thrown out.
Okay. Important question.
Yes.
Are the drawings pretty?
Yeah.
Take that. Rabbit hole. Wiggle on down, and that's going
And there's
on.
just enough space for you to do this here. It's weird because you're on a bookshelf for much bigger
Oh, no, I
entity.
said hop down.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I get off the bookcase, but now there's a tree root growing in front of the bookcase, and then I just kind of like shimmy on down.
I'm picturing the Easter Bunny from Rise of the Guardians, and a hole opens.
Very similar.
I like it. Roll a sleight of hand check real quick.
25.
25. You roll a 24. Distracted with your impressive presentory status, you notice in the background as you're giving this explanation of everything, of the hot ball of gas.
I'm like side-eyeing the rabbit, like,
Yeah. You know,
we'll probably be gone by the time he notices.
and the funny thing is, there's a shadow, a duplicate shadow that is half the size, only in the main eye, and 4 floating spectral shadow tendrils. That is the shadow part of this thing. That patrol constantly organizing, maintaining. And as she dives down and goes into the bunny hole, one of those shadow entities literally pass by the open spot.
Straightens the books.
Straightens the books, and then continues. As you finish your presentation.
Yeah, I was going to converse with Lavi. I was going to suggest that perhaps his continued exposure to the door to continuum is what allowed knowledge of the altered timeline to pass to him.
That's exactly what I'm saying. It was only theoretical, you see. But with more...
I'm starting these.
Understood.
Okay.
Anyway, we'll get to that.
Sorry, I texted.
It was only
I
theory.
texted the
It
gift
was
of
only theories.
Vedic showing the conspiracy.
Yes.
Theories. But theories cannot be proven by a test. You asked the door continuum. I obliged. And now you remember this. You do remember!
Yes, I do.
Good.
I do, right?
Yes, you do.
Good. Right.
Of course
The implications of the dark continuum, a civilization long past, possibly made by a god or from a body of a god. I don't know. It is made of assumptions I have yet to identify.
You know why this paradox happened, right? Because you took off the pink fedora.
I lost it. I'm sorry.
There's no excuse.
It is usually the smartest of things.
The wind blew it off. In the library. It was very windy.
It was
And somehow,
swept ice
and like adding to the fire, Lobby Quiz turns over. It is usually the smallest of things that set off the most cataclysmic effects.
Told you.
It's like the butterfly effect.
It's like when I glanced at the mirror for
Look,
3
you
seconds.
eat
versus 2
one
minutes.
butterfly one time.
You eat.
And I stepped on it.
You know,
Now that you've completed your mission, gather more time.
I've been a blacksmith in this town for 10
What is your
years.
next?
When I walked down the street, I said, "Hey, Mr. Blacksmith."
What do you need? Why did you join this team? It can't be just for chit chat. Though I do enjoy it.
You invited us, and
You didn't invite us. You said you're coming to tea. I didn't say I invite you to tea, but
No, he did. He just said it really intensively and loud. He said, "I invite you to tea."
it is our working theory.
We're not looking for him. I point to Vedic. We're not looking for him.
Sit down before you hurt yourself.
We're looking for
Not him.
Not him.
Yes, it is our working theory that there is a entity, creature, or malignant intelligence working to create.
I resemble that remark.
No, that would be pungent intelligence. Working to create cataclysmic events. We have scratched one off the board, but there are others that we are aware of, whether they are still threats to reality
We
or
didn't
not
scratch
remains to be
anything off the
seen.
board. The board.
Every time you mention it,
The Lord of
This is a magic item now.
The beholder
This is
just kind of
an
looks in
artifact.
perplexity. It's like,
like every time someone mentions the whiteboard, it just appears. It comes squeaking onto screen.
Is the Lord of Bitter Frost wasn't even part of the list of the
He was.
Illithid Fae, Demon Trask, Drake in his
Okay.
book. Yes, but he
He was
wasn't
in
part of
there.
the grand design.
No, he was part of the grand demise.
would you like to know if the Lord is alive now?
Yes. I think Todd would like to know if Todd, would you like to know if the Lord of Bitter Frost is alive?
How many minutes has it been?
It's been about 20 minutes.
No, since I went down.
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Oh, okay.
With the presentation
Oh,
and everything.
and I look around and I go, Todd,
And I come
Todd.
and like I'm already at the table and he's still yelling. And
You're standing,
I get out the
standing
window
right
and
there.
over
I'm going, Todd.
if you stop yelling, I'll give you
Todd?
cookies. And if you keep yelling, I'm going to take them back.
Oh, sorry.
Cookies.
No bake oatmeal cookies. I
No,
didn't know how long we'd be here.
no bake
Try them.
oatmeal cookies.
Try them.
One of the cookies shoots out. He inspects it thoroughly with 6
You
eyes.
make it.
It tastes different.
No,
And this tiny little thing goes into a 12-foot head
Now,
mouth.
okay, I do want to say everything she bakes is like medium creature size appropriate.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
But to him, still tiny.
Yes.
She's making giant cookies.
Yeah.
Going to roll a
They're
D-
for other people.
Yeah, what was the name of the shop?
Roll your
Used to be
cooking
in,
just for
all
fun.
food courts, and all they sold was giant ass cookies. You remember?
That
It's one of
is
those Mandela
a
effect things.
21.
21?
Yep.
He kind of rolls it in the mouth with his just needle pointed teeth that with semi-lips, but not really enough to actually close his mouth. Scrumptious! Don't like the raisins, though.
I'll remember that for next time.
Raisins are potent!
Laddie, Twix,
I like the raisins.
raisins.
You know
Thank you
why?
for the
You know why I like the raisins? It reminds me of slugs.
Eck.
That just broke me.
Raisins, okay. Slugs.
But you
Ben.
want to know that the Lord of Bitterfast is alive,
Would
yes.
be appreciated.
In this timeline, especially when it gets a little weird with the Shadowfells in question. I needed something. Do you have something of his?
We have something.
Do we have what?
I need something too.
He does not have anything of his at all. You don't have anything of his, do you? Of course not. This man here has nothing of the Lord of Bitterfast.
Slightly hitting the table that just goes straight through.
Yeah. I might have something of his. Formerly of his.
You weren't supposed to. I told you.
Permission to borrow. For
You're,
1 hour.
you're a terrible liar.
He takes it, it levitates in the air.
Well, I know he can't shoot it, so. I told you, I'm coming back on Tuesday. We're going to work on your aim.
You promised.
I promise. The trick is you keep closing your third eye.
He should or shouldn't?
No, he shouldn't.
Oh, I see. He disappears. Does a bit of like a twist.
Like
aerial-
folds in on himself and disappears.
Yeah, exactly. And you hear a.
He
underneath
just
the
stole
floor.
you just stole your weapon, you know.
And so you hear him underneath the floor. And you hear it rustling. And you hear a.
What is he doing?
Would you like to
And
know?
the floor actually begins to open up.
Yes.
I think he's making a latte.
And when you say this, all the floor breaks in fragmentation in a
Just making a latte. Ooh.
no.
Does it?
Stop. The floor opens up, but not completely opens up, and you now notice that it's not a perfect circle where it breaks, but where it does break is perfectly in outline of where the stacks are, to the corners of the wall, and it slightly retracts in a way that is just minimally as perfect of where the stacks are, so that you get a little bit of cracks about maybe 10 feet in, about 5 feet in width to look innards underneath where you see the experimentation rooms, the research chambers, and the ramp that leads to the head that is held in place of the astral dreadnoughts. All of it yet unchanged. Different positioning, different books, but for most of it, unchanged. And you notice there's a massive runic circle what languages do you speak?
Draconic, bad Draconic. Common, I think
Common, Elfish, Halfling, Sylvan.
Nope.
Hold on.
Old Ignan.
That's old again. I recognize that. Where the heck is the
I think
language?
it's common dwarvish.
Abyssal, Celestial, Common, Draconic,
and-
Dwarven, Elvish,
is-
Giant, Infernal, and Sylvan.
Good lord.
It is abyssal.
Wow.
He's a ranger.
You and Nicholas could have wrote notes.
Yeah. It is abyssal.
Me and Todd probably still can.
And in abyssal writing across the area that is like a spiral writing that leads to the center that is now the sword that was formerly the Lord of Frost's item. There is a flash of white light and it goes silent again, and it goes, and suddenly a major image starts spiraling out in a 20-foot diameter, allowing you to see as it flies across the planet, going in between realities, going into shadow darkness, but seeing the scrolls of shadow, and suddenly powdered white. But not snowing. Empty. Dormant. Seeing nothing but shattered ice. And it shifts. And you see fragmented parts of an ice statue's face, half buried in the snow in a dark chamber that would represent the Lord of Bitter Frost. Before, he's dead!
See, Todd.
Kill him again!
Piss on him.
As the sword, cold as ever.
Shink.
Make an insight check real quick.
Insight. 18 plus 14. 32.
The strangest things happen. As you're putting away, it just feels as if something is looking at you. Something that you can't. That Ranger the sixth sense that pops up, and you're like,
No, that'd be my 8th sense. Because my 6th sense is gravity, my 7th sense is coffee, my 8th sense is I'm being watched.
but either way, you get that sense of something is seeing you and you don't see it.
Vedic.
What?
Trace scrying. Something's looking at me.
Alright, sorry. I won't look at you.
That's a thing. I don't know if you have it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have it.
Maybe Todd has it.
Invisibility?
Sure. Yeah, no, I was actually going to go true sight.
Oh, do you have true sight?
I can. Sure.
What do you mean you can?
Like, it's one of the spells I've got prepared.
Oh, right.
True sight.
Alright, you cast true sight. Make a perception check.
I have 4 different ways to cast invisibility for some reason. And I've
32?
32? You don't see anything that's currently watching Quinn, but you kind of look up and you're like, an arcane orb with a slit on it. That's looking at you right now. And you look you look to your left and you notice there's another one.
What are you looking at?
Well, I've just...
I don't see little bugs climbing up there, so...
non-detection.
With almost like a pulse, the eyes turn to dust.
All right. I knew that was going to happen.
I was thinking...
Sooner or later, that was going to happen.
I have
What
pass without choice,
happened?
but that's me only.
What
We're
happened?
being surveilled. We're being spied upon.
Who is spying on us?
I don't know that yet.
Yes!
I appreciate your
But
examining of
they have just fucked with the wrong kobold.
Do you have wards in place around your domain against scrying?
Most of the wards in the place seem to...
Go away every time you look to see if they're still active.
Yes, it's a little,
The middle eye. The middle. You gotta remember the middle eye.
But then you start to relax and it's... Look, you're judging me a little hard right now. I don't appreciate it.
Hey, I've told you. Tuesday, we're gonna work on your aim.
When I tend to look at things, it dispels them. But sometimes they come back. More powerful
Do you have the
spells.
capacity to see who might have been attempting to scry into your domain?
If I try hard, yes. Why was someone looking?
Someone was looking.
Someone was looking!
Someone was peeking.
Someone.
That's incredibly rude of them.
I don't see it.
Well,
I got rid of it.
the kobold has gotten rid of it. But should they look in again? If you were to give us a direction, perhaps even a place to go looking, we could educate them as to the folly of their rudeness.
Anti-Vedic bullshit. That's who it is.
Make a persuasion check.
That's what I say. I have no proof or no knowledge or anything, but that's what I
30!
30.
You have no knowledge.
As long as you come back Tuesday. Now Wednesday, not Thursday, Tuesday.
Always.
Very good.
What day of the week is it, by the way?
It's Monday.
Okay, so I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah.
To get the report on where we're going to be going and give him his archery lesson.
Okay.
You know what's going to be really funny? So I'm going to spend 7 years teaching him archery every Tuesday, and then in 7 years we're going to come back to go do that thing, and he's going to beat me in that fucking archery competition.
That's the paradox!
That was the original paradox. Nothing else we did.
Nothing we did.
That was the
That
paradox.
was the original paradox.
So Vedic's gonna take out a little quill and draw a
Where was it?
little sigil. Draw a little sigil on the table, you know, and
That's not ink.
Dot. Okay, and
I mixed some runes today.
What are you doing?
divination.
Oh!
I
Okay.
just have a question.
Okay.
Who was scrying?
As your book over,
I would like to peek over her shoulder to see if my name is in the book.
make another intelligence saving throw.
Does that happen again?
This is just for fun.
Oh.
Yes, another and another until you've learned your lesson.
17.
17? It's a lot of gobbledygook, and you see various things you don't understand. You see the whole group, you see yourself.
Although at one point there's a little flip book of him going, nee.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's what
however,
I recognize that
you
anywhere.
see a couple of pages that mentions Todd, ears, bunny, furry, fluffy. Don't get eaten.
I knew I was in the book.
Todd. I mean, Vedic. You go into a vision again. Your vision dives into the pages of the book. The white sound of the pages filling overtakes all, and you have a vision. There's
A dream.
a bird that flies around a metal city. You know this city, it's Harkern. And you know this bird as it turns into a draconic, massive dragon lord. You know this lord.
Is it Balvi? Is it Balvi spying on us?
Yes, all your nicknames for him. Currently watching soaring is a miniature version as the size of this bird that is currently watching the city, that has watched you, noticed a statue. Your vision goes out towards the sky, towards the horizon, and there's a flare, like a falling asteroid, of something entering the atmosphere. Not yet, but soon. You go closer. This asteroid has a strange shape to it, almost like a ship. It goes in further, and again, passing draconic figures, draconic language, voices that you've recognized but not heard for centuries, and your eye lands with two golden, piercing eyes looking directly into the divination before it goes. The true queen is coming.
Next favored enemy, dragons. Well, crap.
What?
I had really hoped that this conflict would be coming much, much later.
Remember that one that's not in the circles?
What conflict? Dragon Queen? The one you didn't circle?
He can't be right all the time.
Well, yes, I can. That's not the point.
Wait a minute. Is the Dragon Queen the counterpart in the circle?
That's a very good question that I really do not know the answer to. That's a scary thought.
Draw a bigger circle next time.
What was the question?
He's asking if anti-Vedic equals Dragon Queen. I don't... Ooh, that would suck.
There could also be the problem of anti-Vedic has an anti-queen who is also mad at you.
That's also likely.
Draw bigger
At
circles.
this point, the list of like world-altering celestial entities not mad at you is probably shorter.
I don't annoy deity. Oh, yes.
You annoy deities almost as often
He
as
hears
I
about
do.
you from the Raven Queen every time they talk.
Yeah,
Which is pretty regular.
pretty regularly at this point.
She's in your DMs.
I think they're past the DM.
We're
They're
way past
off,
DMs.
They're off the app
Yeah.
at this point. They've exchanged actual information.
Yeah. Our sendings go straight to the source.
This might be a problem. She's coming, and Ooh,
Coming doesn't tend to be a problem.
She... very, very...
Can
angry.
confirm. That's usually the goal.
The Dragon Queen...
Where'd that raven come from?
The Dragon Queen and her retinue are coming.
And her retinue.
All of them are coming.
Who's her retinue?
More
dragons. More dragons, dragonoids, draconic
Oh.
characters.
How many of her retinue are mad at you?
Ooh, it would be easier to
Directly
ask
or
how
by
to-
association?
Right, yeah, right. Exactly. And also there's a question of how long any
Alternative
half of them
question.
can hold a grudge.
Alternative question. How many of her retinue could you turn against her?
Oh, also an interesting question that I don't know the answer to
How many of
anymore.
her retinue could I turn against her?
Probably more than me.
So
How many
you're-
of the retinue would be after us if you were here?
If we should kick you
I
out.
don't know the
I
answer.
don't know if you caught that subtext, but that's
We're gonna
what he
extinguish your torch. You're voted off the island.
And if
Now we get sued by CBS.
well, the problem is that if they know if they're coming and they're scanning, they're coming for me. And
Well, the statue looks like a fish now. We don't have any official association.
that may have been prudent. Actually, that may have turned out to be presciently prudent.
I will tell you after about
that right there.
2 hours. You have 2 hours that happened.
There's some
There's some
going,
poor.
what did I do?
Yeah, it's like what the fuck happened to that
How
statue?
drunk were we last night?
I hope that you were spreading rumors so there's at least some people in the
Oh.
group who
Oh,
are
yeah.
like, no, he's always been a
That's
fish.
always been a fish.
That's what the head things are.
31.
Too late. Too late.
Now, what do you
Not
expect
too
us?
late for a joke.
All right.
Not too late for a
All
joke.
right. Now we've all had our fun. What do you recommend we do about this? Was the Dragon Queen spying on us?
Yeah, looking like it.
And we are where we need to go then to. Do we
Here's
need to
the
go
thing,
to
I don't-
her? Do we need to run? Do we need to?
Oh, I don't think there's any running, and I don't think going to her is a great idea either.
Is there a leaving an area that's full of citizens who did not ask to be part of this and are very drunk from celebrating your existence?
That might be a good idea.
Okay. Minimize collateral damage.
If I had to guess what she's here and what she's looking for,
A voice
This-
enters your head.
this has been found. She would want it.
What is this?
The
His shiny
the
pauldron thing.
what? God,
What?
I've completely
The
forgotten what it's
timekeeper.
called.
Vedic. There's a mental knock.
Oh, I have no defenses.
It's still a mental knock. Out of
They're just
courtesy.
being polite.
And you know this
All
now.
right.
Answered
The
ring.
voice of your long ex enters your skull. I know you're here. I know you are tempted to run. Come back to your mansion and let us speak.
I'm sorry, say again?
Come back to your mansion and let us speak.
The white
One more
dragon is
time.
your ex. Was not the white that was working with the Lord of Bitterfrost, was that not your ex? Or was that a different ex?
Oh, no, it was. I didn't even know her. I'd never seen her before in my life.
Another message comes back in.
Your Honor.
You forget that every word you say for the next 20 words comes through the message.
Oh.
No, I know.
Just don't care. If you, I swear to God, if you eat any of my food,
That's my bottle pile, you bitch.
you should totally go mess up the third room on the left. Quinn won't mind.
You killed me. You exiled me. What's left to talk about?
There's a few moments that go by. Same knock happens again.
We're conversing at this point.
But there's still castings. But for those that have capabilities and those have preparations and certain items, stuff like this is basic.
It's a cantrip, isn't it? Or is it a first level spell?
Message
No.
first also.
No, sending.
Oh, that's a second level spell.
Fourth. Sending is a fourth level
Oh,
spell.
shoot, yeah.
It goes through planes and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Hence why I've got a rock for it.
I banished
I've got
you,
pixie for it.
and I changed you out of what I had left, so that I did not have to kill you.
Aww.
She still wants your dick.
Just give it to her and make this all go away. Take one for the team.
You did something.
Jacksonville, please.
Shut up!
Don't tell me! And the message comes straight back in. Don't tell me to shut up!
Not you! You don't know. This is what it said. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Oh, man.
I did this! I did this!
Oh, my God.
And it stops cooling and almost rattling your skull with the Forturicana voices that went in. What you have done has... I don't know what you have done, but it is cataclysmic in nature. We must speak.
Just get up in that cloaca, you know the way.
Go talk.
My
out to the
bedroom
wall.
is.
If you fuck up my room.
I want an assurance of safe passage.
My word as draconic celestial queen upon the throne of Delines shall be given that you and all that serve you, companion or otherwise,
I'm fucked.
shall remain physically and mentally unharmed by my draconic gods.
Good enough for me. Y'all want me to gas?
Again?
Again. Let's go.
I've already met one.
Are
She's
dragons
divine.
not as fussy as Fae in terms of phrasing?
The old draconic words mean different things. There's less wiggle room.
So if someone says shall and is, those would mean the same things in
Yeah.
terms of...
Also
Okay.
will be, weirdly. Also cheese. It's a thin word.
And there's another meta word. Again, the last 25.
I can see why you two didn't work out.
So
And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
the entertaining thing. The original Mary Sue, Elminster, has this.
Well, do you want to
Are we
finish this and
actually-
close it?
Let's finish this.
Yeah, we're going to close on that of like
Well, no,
25
but he has
words.
this thing where if someone says his name, he hears the next 25 words they say anywhere in the plains. Can you imagine how annoying that would be when you are literally the most famous wizard in the realm? You just sit there going bombarded with people talking bullshit in bars.
And as soon as someone finds that out, they're going to make every
yeah.
bar talk about you.
That
Oh, yeah,
seems
name
like
a
a good
drink.
way to have a very old, very powerful wizard show up and kick your ass. If he's, you know,
Shut your fucking
Anyway, with that, with you, it's like, oh yeah, blah, 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 blah. Oh god, 25 words. We will end tonight's sessions. I hope you had a fun time, everyone. I know it was a little like, what's going on? Trying to figure out timey-wimey shit. That was that.
we have a new
Stop
problem.
apologizing. We had fun.
Yeah, I'm glad you had fun, and I hope you guys had fun too. I'm hot as hell, and stay healthy.
His confidence is grown.
And you're not going to take this anymore. No, it's a different quote.
Till next time, everyone, stay healthy, stay safe, and keep on rolling, everyone.
Bye.
The Cobalt salute!
Go home, salute, everyone.
I cannot help but notice the world is not the same as when we all got started, and we know who's to blame. No turning back now to try to be insane. For what's beyond the veil, too vivid to explain. Faceless behemoths haunt my dreams, seeking to steal my sanity. I will not stand down, won't back away, as long as you're with me. Together we roll, together we roll. I'll fight for you, will you fight for me? Together we roll, I'll protect you, just as long as you stand with me. Together we roll. The gods look down on us, we're just a game to them. Eldritch monstrosities at their unholy whim. But we will stand up, we'll shout a battle cry. The future beckons us and we'll stand unified. There's something coming and it's coming fast. We won't be frightened by the dead hand of the past.